Happy Monday. Hold on a sec here again. All right. There we go. All right, so thank you so much for joining me here tonight. We are continuing on the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt along. And this is the winter morning block. We are doing some English paper piecing on this. And last time we worked on this, I was at my parents' house in my mom's craft room. So I took it all out of the travel bag, and I have all the pieces here for what's next. Again, we'll be doing some English paper piecing on this. So thanks for joining me here. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So I'm here for about an hour, and I work on projects from beginning to end, so you can be part of the whole process along the way. So English paper piecing tonight. Let's get to it. All right, everyone. I'm going to get you nice and low down here tonight. We'll be right up and close. Hope all is well with you guys. All right. Oh, just some reminders before we get going. We will be stitching up the Embroidery of the Month bundle next week. So this is the herb bouquet bundle, so make sure to grab yours in theory tonight or tomorrow, and we'll be shipping it out on Tuesday and Wednesday. We also have just the fabric with the print on if you want just the fabric, if you have all the supplies already. And then for our free week this month, so the last week of the month, the week after we do the embroidery, is kind of our free week where we can just work on whatever we want. I thought I'd work on this little feller. So we've been talking about this a little bit. This is our bunny sewing pattern. It takes like basically 2 fat quarters and in different colors. And it's a pattern that we did a little while back, but you know, spring is coming, so I thought it might be fun to just bring this guy back again, give that a try. So that's in the shop as well, under sewing patterns. I didn't put the link to that here, but I'll put the link on tomorrow night. So awesome, you guys. Let's check this out again. So this is the winter flower. So we did some. Our last block was foundation paper piecing, so this block we wanted to do some English paper piecing. So here are all of our templates, and we've been wrapping our fabric around it and stitching them together. So you can see all our little stitches. Those are all hand done. And this is the final piece right here. So you can see we have basically an X kind of going so far. So there's 3 pieces here. Those are the 3 pieces that we don't have on any of these yet. So that's what we got to do yet. So let's so this is what it's ultimately going to look like. Obviously our colors are much paler. We're doing the blonde quilt, I suppose. So it'll be not as bold as this. So let's just kind of double check. Let's see what we got going on for our fabric pieces. Okay, so this is what I pulled out of the travel bag. So I had a little Ziploc bag that I had this project in, and I think it looks like we've cut out our items that we need. So we have a bunch of white pieces. I believe that's our D and D reverse pieces. So let's just try and place these quick. And then we have our C pieces. And now I remember that this angle is actually different than this angle, so we got to make sure to get that right. And I think it goes like that. There we go. That looks about right. So if we flip this the wrong way, then our angles are all messed up. So we know that's not the way. Let's flip it back this way. And so the D and the DR, D reverse pieces are the white, and we have 4 C pieces here. Now I wonder if we put these 3 together and then sew it on. I wonder if the pattern has some suggestions. Here's my little my needle feller, Zeb here. We'll check him out in a bit. I want to get a straw needle for this, but let's see the strategy of this first. Okay, so we are sewing a bunch of the D to C pieces together first before sewing them to the final piece. Okay, that's what I was wondering. We will do it that way. Sew a D and a D reverse triangle to each C piece. Good, okay, fine. We can do that. So this guy we're basically setting aside until we have these little bits done. But again, I want to just, I think I always want to double check on them that I'm putting them at the correct angle. So I'm not accidentally doing that D piece or the C piece in the wrong direction. So we're right just like this. So I think I'll prep all my C pieces at once. Now we can use that glue method or the stitch method of basting. What do we want to do? The glue method is faster. So here you can see a glue method, we glued it down. But the stitch method, it's just going to be easier to get our pieces out later, and it's just kind of fun doing the stitch method. I think we're going to do the stitch method. I think we kind of erred on that side after a while, it looks like, with this, and I think I'm going to do that now. So I have some thread here. I want to get a straw needle out. Oh, Lisa says, hi everyone, geez, I'm making the 6 mini hexagon flower blocks for the Splendid Sampler one. Okay, yes. Now that's an extreme English paper piecing. Not in the sense of, I remember that clearly, that I know exactly what block you're talking about. But it's not difficult in the sense of, like, what type of, you know, it's hexagons, and hexagons are a little bit easier because it's all, like, obtuse angles, and those are a little bit easier, I think, with English paper piecing versus all these awkward shapes. But, there's just a zillion of them, aren't there, on that project. All right, I'm looking for a little straw needle. Oh, I guess this is what I'm looking for right there. My itty-bitty bent straw needle. So straw needles are just a bit longer than your normal sewing needle. This is a straw needle as well. It's just a little fatter, and I want as thin as I can go, and that's why this little guy is bent, and I've used it on, this is the one that I err on for my needle turn applique and the English paper piecing, and it's the English paper piecing that is bending it, not the English paper piecing. All right, I'm going to put the right side down, and where we have the writing on, that's my wrong side, so I need to remember that. So wrong side with the wrong side. I think that looks good just like that. Oh, let's get this on the needle here. Oh, Jennifer, so are you doing that Splendid Sampler one thing too? Yeah, there's a zillion baby hexagons. Oh my gosh, I need to get a clean cut on this. This eye of the needle is so small. There we go, it just needed a nicer edge. All right, and I think we'll get a little longer thread. I should be able to do a couple of these with one thread. And let's run it through some thread conditioner, because why not? This is really, this wax is really more to kind of coat it and make it a little bit stronger. Versus I think that like silicone thread conditioner kind of seeps into it a little bit more. But this is a wax-based one. Still helps prevent some twisting and a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to start on one of these obtuse angles. They're just a bit easier. So I'm folding over one edge, And then I'm kind of holding it there with this hand and just kind of finger pressing that, continuing the seam there, and then, or the fold, and then I'm going to fold that over the next line. And with an obtuse angle, where the angle's bigger than 90 degrees, the fold happens within the piece versus like hanging off like a dog ear. So I'm just going to go around this fold. I'm still holding on pretty well. I'm just going to leave a little dangling thread there. I'm going to go around, oops, a little far. I'm going to go around again. I'm just kind of locking this in place. So we're basting. I'm going to go one more time, and which basically means we're temporarily holding something in place. We're temporarily holding this fabric onto our template pieces in this case. All right, there, that's my first fold, so it's kind of secure there now. I just did a few loops through it. Now I'm going to rotate, and we're going to do this next one. So this is an obtuse, or a not obtuse one. So when we fold it over, we get this big hanging area, which is totally fine. That's not going to affect us at all, but I'm just going to kind of go through the middle here. And I'm not going to tie a knot. I'm just going to go through that area again. That'll do the job. Do the job of holding it there for a few seconds. All right, going to the next one. So again, an obtuse angle. Ooh, drop the needle. Ooh, and we slid a little bit. Oh no, we're fine there. Thought we were losing our fabric. But let's fold this edge over. So now we have our little, we can see both sides. I'm going to go around grabbing that fold. Get my thumb out of the way. Let's go there again to lock it in place. Okay, and last one. Got it. And again, I'm just going to kind of dig in here, make sure that I'm getting fabric from both sides, basically. Holding it in place. And one more. All right, I think I'm going to go one more time since it's the last one. Ooh, I just stabbed through my nail polish. At least that wasn't my skin. All right, there we go. So there is our first little C piece for the night. So that got us some nice corners yet. Sometimes with the thread basting, I'm a little worried that I'm not going to get my nice points, but that turned out pretty well. So now this, we don't have to worry about these flaps. They'll get tucked under. So when we put this on, oops, and then it goes this way, they're just gonna lay on the back. They're gonna be out of the way. So that guy will go right like so. But we are going to put these D pieces on. And you know what? I think I'm going to just keep going with these C pieces. So I'm going to do a thing like how my mom did it. So Lisa on YouTube, my mom did this when she was working on the block that you're working on now with the zillion tiny hexagons. So she was working on that block while she was traveling. So what she did is to kind of keep everything together, she just got a longer piece of thread like what I did here, and she did one like this and then just let it dangle, and then she started the next one. So she ended up with kind of like a whole row of them, and then she'd snip them apart as needed and sew them together. So she just kind of had them all connected. And I mean, it's a little awkward with a thing dangling there, but it's faster. Like, we don't have to start and stop the thread. So I'm just going to put the next one on here. So wrong sides are up. We are just going to start. But yeah, that one's quite the job that that from the Splendid Sampler one, that block with the zillion half square triangle, not half square triangles, the zillion hexagons. There is one block in the Splendid Sampler 2 that I haven't started yet that does have itty bitty baby hexagons. I think I've been avoiding it a little bit. It hasn't come up on my list yet, but I saw it when we were looking at English paper piecing. Oh, I got a little knot in here. Dang it. Hold on. Shoot, I'm gonna have to let go. I don't want to let go. Oh well. Got a little knot in here, so I'm gonna one of those loopy knots. I'm gonna put my needle in the loop, and hopefully I can take care of it. Oh, there we go. So pull on one, and it'll go. The loop will go right up to the needle, and then we can pull it in, and it's gone. But I lost my little nice point here, so I gotta try and work my way back into that. Time. I think we're all placed again though. But yeah, so the one from this book with those tiny hexagons isn't nearly as much. You know what? I'm going to snip this off. But that was still faster than starting a whole new thing. But yeah, that was kind of getting in my way a little bit. The one from this book doesn't have as many hexagons, so we'll get to it. And actually, they're appliqued on, well, I guess the first one was too. In the first Splendid Sampler, all those hexagons were appliqued on. So not only did you have to spend like all that time making all the little hexagons, you still had to applique it on too. So that was a big project, that one for sure. But it turns out so cute, so pretty. And you can use so many colors and stuff. It was really fun. But yeah, that's a sit down and watch a whole season of some show and work on it. There we are. Next. Yeah, you could use clips while you're basting. I kind of feel like they get in the way for me a little bit when I'm doing this basting. But once I get going, then I could figure it out, I think. But I don't know. Right now, we're just going without. All right, our last little bit. I obviously have way big seam allowance on here. Way more than 1/4 inch, which is a little fumbly, but it also allows it, if it slides around a little bit, I'm going to be okay still. Ah. Lost my needle. Boo. Alright. I find whenever I'm not using an embroidery needle or an embroidery floss, my coordination goes down like 50%. Hi. Okay, I'm just going around this point 3 times to hold it in place. And I think we are going to snip it, but I'm not getting a new piece of thread. I think we're still good. There we go. 2. I'm not even going to let go of this. I might have to get another one for the last piece, but we're still fine here. Going for speed tonight on this. Except for it'd be a whole lot faster if we were glue basting this, but I'm kind of enjoying the thread basting, and this is going pretty quickly too. There we are. So you notice I'm not even tying knots, I'm just kind of wrapping it around 3 times. That, for the first and last one, that does the job. Like I said, we only need these to temporarily hold everything in place. What's really going to hold it is when we stitch it with all the little stitches to the shape. And this will stay basted forever too. I'm not worried. Okay, fold. That hurt. Did you see that? I just stabbed my finger. I'm telling you, way less coordination. Oh, gosh. I'm not bleeding. That's good. I'm not sure I've gotten blood on this quilt project yet. Oh, I think I did. I think for that kitty that we did, that was this project, right? Yeah, there's a cat on a blanket. I think I got blood on that block. Is it really a quilt if you didn't get some blood on it? I don't know. Okay, last one on this guy, and then I think I will get some more thread. And then I'll also, I'm going to keep getting a longer piece of thread, and then I'll start up the white pieces when we're done with this one. Just for good measure. Okay, there we go. Now I'll get a fresh thread. But there, we're kind of going speedy here. We got three going. So they'll go there. It's just kind of fun to see. So this is going to be like the real shape of it, and then the rest will be white. So if you imagine just like the table, that'll be our block. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I think that's nice. It doesn't look so like offshooty with these guys there. All right, last C piece. It was good that we cut out this fabric beforehand. That actually is saving me tons of time here. All right, I need more thread and my needle. I should get a needle minder down here just to have sitting out. It's nice to work on a hands-on thing again. I did not get any further on that sheep pillow. I was hoping I'd be able to work on it a little bit this weekend, but we didn't do that. So I'm kind of wondering about, I'm thinking ahead to these white pieces. We actually only need to do the two edges because this outside edge is going to be like on the outside, the most outer part. So that doesn't need to be tucked under. That actually, we want a seam allowance there. I'm wondering if we should glue base these and just glue base the two sides. And then just let the other side hang. I kind of think that's the way to do it. I think we're going to do it that way. Then we don't have to go over that edge. So I definitely don't need this much thread. Let's get rid of half of that. Yeah, we're going to glue base those outside ones. Okay. Let's finish this last C piece though. I'm excited to sew that bunny. I haven't done that in a while. It'll be fun to make a stuffed animal again. I'm with that knit sheep and the bunny. I'm kind of itching for some stuffed animals again. I don't know. I haven't made any of those in a long time. I used to only make those. I made stuffed animal cats and foxes and unicorns. I should try turning those guys into a pattern. That'd be fun. Okay, I'm shifting this guy around a little bit. Okay, I feel like I'm making a mess. Let's get in the right spot again. There we go. I feel like I'm getting more awkward with this as I go, not less awkward. Second one felt good, but now I'm getting awkward again. Good thing this is my last one, and the rest I will glue baste. I think I'll glue baste 2, and then we'll sew those 2, and then we'll continue one by one after that. Oh, Tracy, that sounds cute. Tracy says that she's making pocket pillows, and the pillows for Easter, and they hold books, and I didn't catch the next part of that, but that just sounds really sweet. We do have a cute children's book in the shop if you needed another book to add to that list. Our No Monster Here book that John's mom wrote and I did the illustrations for. All right, needle down. Let's snip the extra. I forgot where the other ones went for a while, but they're right there staring at me here. There we are. So those are those pieces. So the rest of these are white. So let's see what we got here. We need, gosh, there's a zillion of these, aren't there? There'll be 8 of them. So let's match them up. So we need a D and a DR. So that's the D piece and then the D reversed piece. We need one of each with each of these. So let's just group those. Okay, good. And the long part is the part that is the outside. And I think these are all the same. We just have to flip them. Since it's white, the right and the wrong side are the same, since it's just a solid. So I just need to grab 2, and then we'll put them in the right spot. And again, I think I'm going to glue baste these. All right, one has like a short side. So I'm just gonna glue this one down like so, and then this side down like so, and I think that's all we need. We can let all the rest of this just hang out, and I have like way more than I need here. We should really maybe cut these down, but we're just gonna deal. We'll try it like with these first ones and see how it goes. So I have my sew line. This is just like a glue. It's just like a water soluble glue. It's basically like kids glue, but the sew line has it in this nice skinny format, which works well for this. So I'm just gluing right on my piece here, and we're gonna fold that first edge over. And now I'm going to put some glue on the fabric and on the edge again on this side. And I'm going to lift it up so I can get that sharp fold. There we go. There, and now that just has to hold long enough for us to stitch it. And you go on this side, it looks like. Look at this long edge, we don't need that at all, but I'll just leave it for now. Okay, and now this guy. This side, the long side first on him. See how it goes. So I think I'm gonna do this section by section just so I don't have these pieces that I'm gluing here with only two sides, so they're not like hanging out forever. Let's just get this section done. So what I mean by that is I'm going to stitch them first to the C piece, both of these to the C piece, and then I'm going to stitch it to one of these sides right away. I'm not going to do all four of these first and then stitch to the side. We'll just go little by little. Okay, so here is that piece. Let's just stretch it out. Oh, let's cover my glue. Don't want that to dry out. Okay, you go there and you go here. I'm just lining up the short sides with this. So, okay, let's get some thread. That's a good place to start. Start at the very beginning. All right. So I missed the first part of your conversation that you guys are having on Facebook, but you can reuse these, and for like hexes, like if you're making a whole quilt out of hexagons or something, you can reuse them, especially if you do this thread basting version instead of the glue basting. But you have to, every piece has to be surrounded before you can take it out. So like the moment we get these three pieces on, for example, or like these two pieces, let's just put this piece on and this piece on. The moment we have those two on, then this piece right here is surrounded by pieces. We could technically take that piece out and we could reuse it. You know, if we were doing a ton of these, we could reuse it somewhere else in the quilt. But you can't take them out before they've been completely surrounded. So luckily with hexagons, if you're doing a hexagon quilt, it's easy to surround them. So you have the one in the middle, and then you have like the 6 all the way around. So so you need like 7, right? And then well, you need more than 7, but once you have that middle one surrounded by the 6, you can take out that one, and then you'll have 1 extra. And then you got to surround another one. So you'll need like 5 more or something, 4 more to surround the next one. So you can keep surrounding them. So you'll need a bunch, but you shouldn't need like a whole quilt's worth. Oh, Linda, that's a good idea. Maybe we will do something like that, or we'll bring back the granny square quilt. Linda's saying we should switch weeks so that the free week has 4 days and then a finish it Friday, versus us taking a day off of the granny square quilt every week. All right, these two edges go together. I'm gonna start. Let's see, where am I gonna start? I think we'll go this way, and I like going right to left, so we'll go to the point, and then we can start the next point up right away. Hoping we're doing this right. Okay, now I'm paranoid. Now I gotta lay it out here again. Okay, yeah, so that piece goes there. I'm just nervous about putting it on the wrong side here. Okay, and that guy goes there. Okay, fine. We were fine. Right sides together. Okay. So I like going bottom to top. And I'm gonna just go around once, and then I'll do a knicker knot. If I remember how to do that again. Alright. It's just like an extra little knot to do at the bottom of these. So I go in halfway, and I go with the piece that's coming out of the fabric, I go like around to the back to one side, and then I go the opposite direction with the stuff that's on in the eye of the hook. So I'm going to go around the back this way. I don't think it matters which way you go as long as you go the opposite way. Got a fuzzle hiding in there. And I think we're good. All right, so now I'm just going to do a whip stitch. I like the whip stitch method versus the ladder stitch. If you do a ladder stitch, you know, which is the same stitches that we used to close up that sheet pillow on Friday, but it'll make it more invisible. But I don't know. I like this is more comfortable for my hands going up and down. With a ladder stitch, you'd be going, your needle would be going like sideways like this primarily, and I don't know. I like the whip stitch for this. Still a little paranoid that I did this wrong, but we'll see. It's a whole lot easier with hexagons because they're all the same angle. You know, one goes to another. There's like no way to mess up unless you just didn't do right sides together or something. Ugh, wrapped around that big piece of fabric here. So sometimes it's hard to, when you do the glue basting, you're putting it around that edge so tightly that it's hard to grab the first couple little threads of the fabric, whereas it's way easier with the thread basted ones. Okay, I think we're gonna get 2 more stitches out of here. Yep, I think we're just gonna jump to the corner here. And I think we do 1 more stitch before the corner. Then we'll do our knicker knot again. Uh-oh, got a little other knot in here. There. Alright, this guy can go around back this way, and this guy can go around back that way. Alright, let's peek quick, and then we'll get our second piece. Alright, it's looking just how it should. That's good news. All right, next piece goes on. I think I can just leave this right side like this. Yeah, I'm going to leave this up. I'm not going to leave it down like that. Then you go right here. Okay, right sides together. As best I can. Alright. And I'm going to do a knicker knot on this side as well. Okay. a little crazy and awkward looking, but it's exactly how it should be, I think. Yay! Noretta, that's good news. My mom's got, I think she has hers now, and she's in that 2 week waiting period. And I think John's parents, I think just, oh gosh, I'm getting all these knots now. I think they are getting their first Moderna one coming up here. So my parents have both of theirs now, and I think, and my dad's done with his 2 week period, and my mom's waiting for her 2 week period. I think she's had it on the calendar for a while. She keeps saying like, ooh, March 10th, that's when they could, feel a hair more comfortable, I suppose. That they're not going to get extreme side effects if, hopefully, that's the case if they do end up getting it. But yeah, that'll be good. Gosh, I'm getting all knotted up here. Thread's definitely getting curly, but I kind of want to just see if I can do the rest of it with this same thread. Every time you put the thread through the fabric like this, it's putting friction on, like it's rubbing on the thread, so it gets like more degraded as you go along in theory. But this thread's pretty strong, but just by how curly it's getting, I can tell. Be probably a hair easier with shorter thread, but I do like being able to do a whole bit of it all at once. So I'm just thinking about this. At this rate, I think we'll be able to get this block done on probably Thursday of this week, because I'm thinking each one of these little sections is going to take a day, it's looking like. That's how it goes. That's how this English paper piecing goes. It's a slow burn. Alright, there we go. I think my pieces are lined up a little goofy at the top here, but ultimately I think we're totally fine. I mean, those pieces are going to come out, and we'll trim this. I'll actually probably leave all this seam allowance, because when we sew it into the quilt, we might want that extra. Because in the history of working on this quilt, we've needed a little bit extra on the blocks when we sew it. All right, so now, we got to actually go, gosh, way up from the top here and then down and back. Oh, that's a long distance. You know what? I think I am going to get a new thread for that then, just because this one is getting a little curly, and I don't think I even have enough for that whole distance. But there, that's just going to fit right in there. Scooch those guys out of the way. I'm tempted to start from the center and go up to this side, and ooh, I'm seeing like this is going to be, we're going to have to fudge this little angle in here. Like go from the middle up. We're gonna wing it. I'm gonna go from one side to the other. But I am gonna try, as I go, I want to match up certain points. So I probably will clip this one. I want to match this point here, and it looks like this is just jogging down a hair. So we'll try and grab it. I think once we take the templates out of there, it's all gonna shift to where it needs to go. But I do want to match up these points here, here, and here. So we got those nice corners matching. That's like the main goal, I think, when stitching these. Let's run that through. Let's get a clip. Oh, I got all my clips out here yet. I want this point right here to match up. Let's get a skinny clip in here. And I want to get this point to match up to I think I'll put another clip right here. That one we'll have to remove pretty quickly, but at least I'm seeing the points, those 2 points and these 2 points. The ends don't matter so much, so we'll just go to wherever they stop, about right there, and start stitching. All right. So I'll go around once, then do a knicker knot. There we are. Okay, we're on our way. Oh, Mary Ellen, I am using, this is from Wisecraft Handmade. So there's the web address right there, Wisecraft Handmade. And if you go into her thread conditioner section, it's in there. And this is my favorite one, Rainfall. They smell so nice. You don't actually need this, but it does put a little like extra coating on the outside of just like basically wax of on the outside of the thread, so in theory it holds up a little bit better, but I don't know. I think it smells good, so that's why I'm using it. Helps, it gets the little curls out of the thread before I start stitching, which is nice. And it just smells like candles while I stitch. The first clip, which is the first kind of spot we want to match up. Again, once I take all these papers out of here, the templates, everything will shift a little bit, I think. Oh no, the first place I want to match is way down here. So I'm going to hold these together with my finger here, and we're going to approach that as our first match point. Oh, what do I do with all the excess fabric like that's hanging around on here? I just leave it. It's not going to be in the way. You could trim them down a little bit more, but I'm not going to do anything with it. It just will be weirder, more awkward seam allowances than some of the other ones, but that's going to be, no one's going to see that anyway. You could trim them all perfectly before putting them on, but I just think that it shifts so much when you're basting it that, I don't know, I wouldn't want to have too small of a seam allowance. So I'm gonna knicker knot at all these points just to kind of make sure that they kind of are really holding themselves together at those points. So I'm at the end of those first two pieces. So I'll do a knicker knot here, and we'll do a knicker knot again at the next spot right here. Right away we're going to do it. That'll help kind of pull some of these pieces that are a little far apart together. I just move those extra flaps out of the way when I'm near there, and we're usually good. Oops, caught that flap. Got it again. I should put my thumb there, I suppose. There. Maybe that'll help. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to remove that clip. So we want to get it to the center here. Oh, we are going to have to do that weird Y seam folding. So that's the one thing with English paper piecing. You're probably going to deal with way more Y seams than you do with your normal piecing. And that means you're going to have to bend things and move things a little bit. Oops, I cut a little bit of the basting thread in here. I want to keep that on the back if I can. So after I get to this bottom point and do my knicker knot, you'll see I'll have to open this all up and kind of bend it to wrap around the next shape. The next edge. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna open it up. There we go. And here's where I was trying to kind of force it into place, but that'll relax once I take the pieces out, I'm hoping at least. Okay, so that side was folded together. Now we got to fold this side together, which is going to be a bit awkward because it is a Y seam. So this doesn't really have anywhere to go, so we're going to be like bending it a hair. So this is going to be a bit trickier. I'm going to actually bend this whole piece. So I am bending my template pieces. And I'm going to get that first knicker knot in while I have it right here, and then I'll clip. But I want to grab this while I got it here. Ugh, I'm trying to grab the ends there. All right, now let's line up those points. Good enough, and once I get to the next part, I'll find the next points. Definitely awkward having to fold this whole side down, but it's fine. Like this piece is bent right now, but that's the nature of this. So if you're doing a lot of that with your template pieces, it'll be tough to reuse them a lot. Oh, sorry. Thanks, you guys, for answering questions. I don't get to see all of them all the time. Some of these projects are easier to read questions than others, for sure. But I am trying to look up every once in a while, so if someone can answer the question faster, that's awesome. So we are just gonna get this guy done, I think. Ugh, caught on the bottom. So I'm curious, who really likes English paper piecing? And I'm wondering what you like about it. I'm asking because it's kind of not my favorite. I do like the handwork of it all, but I feel like I'm holding things more. I mean, I know it's way helpful to have a clip that reduces how much you have to like hold things. And my thread keeps getting caught and everything. I don't know. I think I like needle turn applique a little bit more for like a handwork thing, and that I have a lot of practice and work to do. I think you can do some really cool stuff with English paper piecing, though. I love putting all these neat shapes together. I don't think I need a clip. But I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are if you really like English paper piecing. It travels well, in theory. Oh, Gretchen likes it. She says, I like the handwork and the crisp results. Okay, I like that. Okay, so Pamela says, I love it. I can sit and relax while doing it. That's a good point. I love English paper piecing. Oh, because you can just put it in a small pouch for transporting. Oh, portable. So yes, okay, so the portableness of it all is a big win. I totally agree. Okay, that's cool. Gretchen loves the neat shapes that you can do. Handwork travels well, that's for sure. Did I get caught on something again? Yes. Get off of that. Oh, Nolan likes it. I can sit watching TV and pump out a heap of them. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's a good TV watching one. That's for sure. Yeah, those are all really good points. I think I just need to come up with a better way on holding things, but I know there's ways to do that. I should look into that a little bit more. It is pretty rewarding that you can just stitch all this, and you end up with something, you know? I mean, I think that's cool. Becky says the needle going in and out is relaxing. That's true. Oh, but you're older and it feels like it takes forever. I kind of feel like it takes forever, too. Oh, I know I didn't put the clips on this time. I maybe should have. I kind of feel like I need a clips on a tripod, and I just need it kind of hanging there so I don't have to hold with this hand at all. That'd be kind of cool. I think it's just this left grippy hand that doesn't like it as much. Little thread, get out of my way. Colleen says, hexagon only for me. I think hexagons are quite a bit easier than all these crazy shapes, even though the shapes are fun. Jenna says, invent that tripod. Yeah, it'd be like, you know, like, I don't know, like a fly, well, what fly fishers use or something, right? Something like that. Oh, Amy says, I love all piecing, and my least favorite is sewing long rows together. Yeah, that I've discovered I need a whole lot more accuracy than I thought for those long rows. I think long rows, you feel like you get a lot done, though. All right, that's that. I'm just gonna, let's just weave this in a little bit. There we are. And I'm just gonna trim that off, and we got that first side done. So now we can get it flat again. So technically, right now, I could take these two shapes out, and you know what? I think I will, because it'll make it easier to fold these other sides, and it's just kind of fun. So let's take out those two pieces. I'm gonna grab let's do it with the stiletto here. So what I'm doing now is I can take out this piece and this piece. Really, I could take out this piece as well. Yeah, I'm going to take out these 3 pieces because they are now all completely surrounded. We can't take out this piece because, you know, it's not surrounded on this side. We can't take out any of the other ones, but these 3, and technically these we could too, but I'm going to leave those for now. But yeah, let's do it just because it's fun. So I'll do this one that's thread basted first because that'll be easy. So this is why I put the hole punch in earlier. So I'm just going to put my stiletto in that hole punch hole, and we're just going to flip them out. That hole punch makes it so much easier to get them out of there, so you're not digging around trying to find the edge. But there we go. That's our first piece out, and it feels like fabric again, which is just so cool. Oh, Sylvia says I'd leave in for holding. Oh, that's a good point. I'm going to do it just this first time, and then the rest I'll probably leave in. This is just fun to show you guys. Okay, so now this is a glue-basted one, it looks like, so I'm going to kind of scratch away at the edge first. I find that kind of helps. Ooh, we got this really good and tight down here. So this is why I don't like thread basting as much, because of this part. But with this water-based glue, it should come off pretty easily. Ooh, it's tight right there. All right, so once you think you got it, then you can just stick your needle or your stiletto or whatever in the hole again and try and get it out. This one might be tough. These glue-basted ones, you can just dig in there. And the glue-basted ones, I might have stitched 1 or 2 into the edge a little bit. There we go. So totally reusable. I mean, they're a little worn at this point, but still reusable. All right, I think we'll just take those 2 out for now. But there you can see it's like fabric there again, which is kind of cool. And I'm thinking this will all flatten out all nice again. And once we press it, when we're completely done, that'll work well to get everything all evened out too. So all right, that's done. I think tomorrow we'll just I think we'll just be able to do a section a night like this. And we can see if this was nice having these in or out. But yeah. I'm liking it. It's looking good. Working on these itty-bitty sides here. It's just going to take some time, but I like it. All right, so let me show you guys. Here we are. Got a little extra white flanges on here, but again, remember, in this quilt, we have been liking the extra edge on our blocks. It helps us with the quilting. We're doing a quilt as you go process, and every time we do that, it kind of sucks in the blocks and makes them a little bit smaller. So I think this will be helpful for us. Yeah, so we will continue this and finish it up this week. This block here, and then we got one more done. Slowly but surely we're getting through this, but I think we have enough to do some quilting. So next week we could, or next month we could really do some quilting on this, which would be kind of fun to do again. So awesome, you guys! Thank you again for joining me here tonight. Mary Ellen says, fascinating. I'm new to quilting in general. The hole is such a great idea. Yeah, that is a good hack. If you guys, even if you're familiar with paper piecing and stuff before, that hole punch, just punching all your, we got them all in the center of all of these right away. I happen to have a really small hole punch, so that worked nice, but you can use a normal size one too. I mean, these pieces are a little bit small, but I think it'll still work. But dang, to get them out, that's, otherwise you're kind of digging in to the seam allowances, and that can be tough. So awesome. Thank you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Be sure to check out that bunny pattern and the bundles. We'll be shipping them out again tomorrow for the Embroidery of the Month. All right, guys, have a great evening. Good night.